Alright, welcome back. Carrying off right where we left off last time. We're gonna unlock Sastasha. Look, they put another Hall of the Novice Smith here just in case you missed it the first couple times. Please tell me you're here on Yellow Jacket duty and not some daft sod out for a stroll. I can't take any more of this blasted waiting. You are? Thank the gods. I assume you already know about this ship seen slipping around the Isles of Umbra. We've been on the lookout for pirate activity ever since the vessel was sighted, thinking a crew of cutthroats might have a den nearby. So when we received word that men of questionable quality had been seen passing in and out of Sastasha here, we weren't entirely surprised. I've yet to see them for myself, but if this lot belongs to those fishback fancying serpent reavers, well, you can imagine the panic it'll cause. The kidnappings are still fresh in people's minds. Anyway, your task is to poke around in the caves and find out exactly who we're dealing with. While you do that, I'll be keeping watch out here, praying you don't spot any blue face tattoos. I don't know why you're not helping us. I mean, I guess someone does need to keep watch, but shouldn't it be me keeping watch and you investigating? I mean, this isn't actually my job. I'm just kind of helping out. But you know, just a couple of key NPCs here. More prominently is Edda and her group here. What took ye so bloody long, Edda? If my purse was too light, you might have considered using some of your own bleeding coin to get us what we need. You've only ever been as useful as the content of your pockets. The gods know you can barely heal a scratch. We took up venturing life to take on the big jobs and claim the big rewards. How are we meant to do that if you can't even get our supplies in order? It's her, the one Battleron was talking to. Well, we'll see who gets the glory. This job should have been ours in the first place. Alright, he seems like a very swell guy. I'm sorry, Avir. I came as fast as I could. I tried haggling with the merchant, but 2 potions was the best I could get with the money you gave me. I had no idea how expensive they were. This is perfect for an inaugural outing as a party. Wandering around in the caves, turning over a few rocks. How difficult could it be? I never expected our first visit to the Adventurers Guild would yield such a straightforward way to win fame and fortune. Oh, you naive fool. Bah ha ha, Edda, you're so slow. You'd lose a foot race to a tree slug. I should really be drinking right before we head into a dangerous mission, but you know. And there's also these couple of people over here. Ah, fellow adventurer, you too are here to unravel the mysteries of Sastasha. I've adventured across the wide realm for more seasons than I dare to count, yet still Eorzea manages to surprise me with her beauty and splendor. Our journeys are not ended by the attainment of riches or fame. It is an unquenchable thirst for the unknown that drives into the wilds time and again. Even if I explored the world for 1,000 years, I would never grow weary of this life. Grandfather and I are companions on the road. We travel where the wind takes us and drink in all the wonders this world has to offer. Only an adventurer can understand the joy of such freedom, of discovering hidden places and experiencing sights and sounds that few may ever know. The passing years have begun to take their toll on the old man, but no force save death will sate his appetite for adventure. So these two actually do play somewhat of a role in the main story later on. That is, if that part of the story hasn't been cut with the most recent cut to the story, but we'll see. But anyways, we have Sastasha unlocked, so I guess we should get to it. Oh, it's not instantaneous. That other gladiator I saw here just got in right away, basically. But alright. It is kind of later at night, so we'll probably get filled in with people who are just doing their leveling roulette. There isn't really a whole much reason to do some of these earlier dungeons anymore as a low level player, except for the initial time, because by the time you get here you'll be like me probably and just be way over leveled for it. I'm probably going to skip most of these dungeon cutscenes as well since they're not necessary. So one thing as a tank, pulling big, it's probably not something you want to do in a lot of leveling dungeons, but in here, we'll give it a shot. One thing, if you want to pull big, it's not just you. It's also keeping track of your party as well. Like, if your party isn't actually DPSing that much, then it doesn't make much sense to pull big. And also, if your healer can't handle the amount of damage you're taking, also don't pull big, because you're just causing them all this unwanted stress. Alright. I think that healer's gonna go check the coral we need. So back there actually, there's a message. And it changes every time you come in here, but it'll give you a clue as to which coral you'll need to press in order to summon the first boss without getting yeah, so it's blue. Without getting like debilitated or summoning extra stuff. Alright. The things in here don't really hit that hard. So I'd say, you know, pulling a couple packs like this it's probably fine. Some DPS classes won't have their AoE rotation at this point yet. Like, I'm not sure if Pugilists would have it at this point. Range DPS classes, casters and physical range should have their AoE by now, but I know like things like Lancer don't get their AoE until much later. So at that point, it's not the best thing because your DPS aren't able to take advantage of all the mobs you're pulling. So just kind of bear that all in mind. The most important thing is also just making sure your healer is actually able to keep up with damage, because if they're not, then you should maybe consider not being like that and causing them unneeded stress, really. These clamps will keep summoning these shades, so you want to prioritize killing those. At this point, I think the only DPS, or not DPS, defensive cooldown we have is Rampart, which is it's a good defensive cooldown, but it's the only one we have. But at the same time, you really probably shouldn't need it in these early dungeons. Things don't hit that hard here. Man, Total Eclipse is like MVP right now. Like, I'm so glad we have Total Eclipse right now. Also, nice thing about Scholar in these early levels, even with the nerfs to all the Faerie healing that they've done over the expansions, it's still pretty much, your Faerie's pretty much able to handle a lot of the healing done in these early levels. Hey, leveled up. Hey, we got reprisal. Oh, we can use reprisal in here. Oh, that's right. Okay, roll actions aren't... you have access to all your roll actions regardless of level. I forgot about that. So once you unlock them, even if you get synced down to a level below when you unlocked it, you'll still have access to all of them. So that's actually really cool. We'll have reprisal, which is pretty good. This clam needs to die. Make sure there's nothing back there. So we got the blue message, so we should hit blue, which the healer's doing, and then get this little switch, and then this bad boy shows up. I don't think there's anything particularly special about this guy. He does a point blank AoE that'll put paralysis on you if you don't step out of it. I'm pretty sure I can stun it. Yep, I can stun it. Fortunately, it wasn't off cooldown that time. There we go. Easy peasy. Then we got some accessories and stuff here if you need any of that stuff. I think there's actually a lot of boss fights in here. There's 4 boss fights. Typically there's only 3 boss fights in these. Alright, let's go. Healer wants to go. Oh, okay, well this is a big fight. It's alright, we got Rampart and we got Reprisal. We'll be fine. Actually, never mind. Where's our pugilist? Oh, I forgot. Reprisal's not where it usually is on my bar because I just unlocked it. Hey, a pugilist finally showed up. Hey, welcome to the party. It looks like my health is going down really low, but that's also just because the scholar isn't actually healing me that much. When she actually throws a physic on me, it pretty much heals me for most of my health. The Foe Striker's skirt right there. You know, actually, I'll greet that. Sure, why not? I might need that at some point. Probably not. Mostly for glamour, if I'm being honest. Don't run too far ahead. You're gonna run right into those enemies, my friend. Yep. There's actually a lot of stuff you can aggro by accident in this room. That's one thing too. I feel like Sastasha is kind of in the wrong order. I feel like this should probably be the 2nd or 3rd dungeon you do, because there's just a lot of open space, and you figure for an introductory dungeon, you probably want something more straightforward, like with Tam-Tara. I feel like Tam-Tara should probably be the 1st dungeon you do rather than Sastasha, but I guess it doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things. Yeah, if your party doesn't seem very comfortable with pulling bait, especially in these leveling dungeons, I wouldn't recommend it. I have a lot of trust in this scholar, knowing what they're actually doing. So. Alright. There's a lot of optional rooms you can hit up in here, and I'm not even sure if it's worth going through, because they actually got rid of a lot of chests that you'll encounter in these dungeons. Because a lot of those chests just had like useless stuff like potions or monster drops. And it seems they've mostly just kept in the chests that actually drop gear for you. Oh wait, he drops a key, that's right. And then we can head over to the west, over here. What is this? Oh, this is just the skirt. Nope, we haven't rolled on that yet. We're fighting Captain Madison again, and I think this time a bunch of wolves spawn. I don't know what this pugilist is doing, man. I also don't know why he keeps turning off Fist of Earth and turning it back on, but he is. And once you get them down enough, these wolves will kind of pop out of that room over there. And you just want to pick them up if you're tanking. Nice. Yeah, no chest here for some reason. I did this the other day, and he didn't drop a chest, and I was thoroughly surprised by that. I don't think this pugilist understands how these pulls work generally. A little bit of a close call there, my friend. Oh! Somehow their Faerie got unsummoned. That's a problem. I've had that happen to me. I've placed my Faerie down in a spot before and then forgot to tell them to follow me again and have them desummon in between pulls. That's happened to me, so I feel ya there. To be honest, that was a more ballsy pull. Mostly because there was a couple archers in that pull. You can actually sneak past these guys, but for the sake of not causing issues, it's much easier to just kill these guys. As soon as you walk past that purple line, you'll trigger a cutscene, and since you'll get a lot of new people to this dungeon, you'll do what this scholar probably should have done and put everyone in cutscene, but the enemies will still be attacking you. So don't do that. Alright. So there are mechanics for this boss, but we just ignore them these days. The way you're supposed to do this boss is that there's these ripples in each of the corners, and when they start bubbling and frothing, you're supposed to hit them, and it'll stop the ads from spawning. But we just say screw all that noise, and we go for it, and we kill the boss before that even becomes a problem. But assuming that your DPS isn't high enough to kill the boss before they spawn, you just want to make sure that they don't kill anyone as the tank. So usually you'll be able to kill the boss before they actually become a problem. Yeah, well done to this thaumaturge, by the way. Like, usually I find thaumaturges at this level don't actually do a very good job, so well done. I don't need any of this stuff. That was easy. Easy peasy. Lemon Sastasha. Oh, we're just out here. Okie dokie. Alright, we have to head back. Ah, crap, I forgot about that. No, it's not that far of a walk, sure. Save a bit of get. Why is there so many goblins? Holy shit. Look at that. That's another thing too. Fates will scale depending on the amount of people who are doing them. So when you have big trains of people going into these lower level zones and scaling the fates super high, even when they're gone, like, they'll just wreck all these newer players because they're scaled super high and have really high completion requirements. Alright, back to Limsa. 40 gil. I'll take it. Hello there, Battleron. Aye, such a task was on the books. Was mine. I'm afraid that ship has already sailed, friend. Ah, might you be the adventurer who accepted the job of investigating Sastasha? It would seem that the ship has not only sailed, but now returns to harbor. None the worse for its voyage. A pity. We dragged our boots too long on this one. No matter, the wheel will turn and our chance will come. You are right, of course, but there's still no rest till we have attained our goal, lofty though it may be. Not a wink of sleep, great leader. Our aim, lest you wonder, is to perform such feats of heroism as will earn us a place in the songs of every alehouse in Eorzea. We mean to write a legend which will inspire adventurers as yet unborn to follow our shining example. Do you have such a goal? Large or small, it matters not. Only have a star to reach for and you will reach higher. Purpose can sustain you through times of hardship. Keep your eye on the prize and all obstacles will be overcome in time. You will not think to stride into battle unclad, would you? Well, goals are as arms and armor for the spirit. I wish you fortune in your endeavors, my lady. Yeah, sure, that's some good advice. I appreciate that. Back then, are ye? With all your limbs and a tale to tell, I'd wager. Fishbacks? And there I was thinking you'd only have to crack a pirate skull or 3. 7 hells, you turned your back for 5 bloody minutes, and the skilly bastards set up shop in your bleeding doorstep. Still, sounds like you left them in pieces, so I don't suppose they'll be carrying out whatever mischief they was planning. Unless they were planning on feeding themselves to the fauna of Sastasha, of course. Any road, all is well that ends well. On behalf of Limsa, I thank you for shedding some light on this mystery. You've lived up to your reputation, and I couldn't ask for no more than that. Now I'll bet you're dying for a rest, but just in case you're not, I was wondering if you might be interested in taking another job. It just so happens I've had a request from our sister guild in Gridania, see? Seems the forest folk are in need of a adventurer who can get things done. For them to ask for help like this, you can bet the task won't be no skip through a sunny glade, but after the way you dealt with our fishback infestation, I doubt it's anything you can't handle. Give us a shout when you're ready and I'll lay it out for ye. Alright. Party finder unlocked. There's okay. There's not really much use for the party finder this low level, but that's nice. Ready to hear about that job then? Like I said, the request comes from our sister guild in Gridania. And that's all I know, but whatever it is you've got asked to do, I somehow doubt it'd pose any trouble for a adventurer who has survived the bedlam in Sastasha. If you think you might be interested, you'll have to have words with Mother Mione, me counterpart in Gridania. Good luck, lass. Alright, sure, let's do it. I'm gonna take the airship there. Oh, we can travel to the gold saucer now? I mean, it's not a high priority. We'll do that later. But you can earn some neat mounts and minions and some outfits there if you want. Lots of stuff you can earn there. Take a seat wherever you like, friend. Our waitress will come take your... Oh? Not here to dine? Dare I hope that you're the adventure Battleron sent word about? You are. The matron be praised. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Miune, and the Carline Canopy is my place. With regard to the task in question, there's a fair bit to tell. Let me know when you're ready to hear the details, and I shall brief you. Ready for that briefing? Good. Now then, here's the long and short of it. Beg pardons for interrupting, Miune, but our needs grows ever more pressing. Have none stepped forward? And good evening to you, Bull Lord. Your need must be pressing indeed for you to honor us with a visit. The good news is, your journey hasn't been wasted. I'm pleased to report that we have a volunteer at last, and one who comes highly recommended at that. Hey, it's Luan. I remember talking to you lot, because I've done this quest line in Gridania so much. My thanks for answering the call, friend. My name is Luan, and I lead the men and women of the God's Quiver. Now, time is of the essence, so I shall proceed directly to the heart of the matter. We wish for you to nip a potential threat to Gridania in the bud. Beneath the central shroud, there lies an underground burial site called the Tam-Tara Deepcroft. The place was once a Gelmoran settlement, but we Gridanians have long interred our dead there. Of late, however, shadowy figures have been skulking about the Deepcroft, and with ever-increasing regularity. Based on the accounts of various witnesses, we suspect that these individuals belong to the Lambs of Dalamud, a doomsday cult which sprung up prior to the calamity. These zealots have proven themselves dangerous in the past, and we leave them to their own devices at our peril. Ordinarily, I would have dispatched my best men to scour the Deepcroft with orders to flush the cultists out. Alas, the calamity decimated our ranks, and limited forces at my disposal are constantly required to keep the Ixal at bay. The birdmen have grown restless of late, and I fear a storm might be brewing. In anticipation of this, I have been compelled to spread our forces throughout the Twelveswood, lest we be taken unawares. The situation so being, we must turn to others to deal with the Lambs of Dalamud. Can we rely on you to undertake this task, friend? Of course I will. You have my gratitude. Once you've seen to your preparations, pray make your way to the Deepcroft, and identify yourself to the guard posted at the entrance. He will apprise you of the latest developments. That is all. Be careful out there, you hear? May the crystal guide you and keep you. Alright, off we go. You know what? Hold on. Oh, crap, I didn't mean to do that. What did I mean to do? I meant to do this. Yeah, there we go. I'm gonna move that. My bars are kind of a mess right now. These aren't how my actual paladin bars are actually how I have them set up. But for the time being, we're just gonna wing it for Gladiator, and we'll fix them all later once we actually have all that stuff. Alright, so there's quite a few quests that we can take here. We're gonna save these for when we level Marauder, so that's the plan. That is indeed the plan. So we'll head to Bent Branch and grab this Aetheryte up here, and then we'll make our way to the Tam-Tara Deepcroft. I like the Tam-Tara Deepcroft actually. It's a nice, like it's probably the most dungeony dungeon you'll find in these sort of early dungeons. I guess Total Rock is also a dungeon. But I don't know, I kind of like that. I like anything dealing with the Void Scent. I find those enemies particularly interesting. And honestly, the Tam-Tara Deepcroft, like I said before, is probably a much better like introductory dungeon than Sastasha is. I feel like Sastasha should come later because there's just so much open space and so many side rooms in Sastasha for a new player to kind of lose themselves in that I feel like Sastasha should probably come later. But it all works out in the end. It's not like most people really do those dungeons that much anymore anyway, because you level so fast with these early levels now that you pretty much only do them maybe once or twice and that's it. Oh, actually, we should probably set this as a favorite, maybe. So you can only have 4 favorite, or at least I can. I don't actually remember if 4 is just the default limit. But let's see. We'll be going to Camp Drybone eventually. So here, look, I'm gonna get rid of Blackbrush Station because I don't really think we'll be heading back there anytime soon. Alright, took a drink there. 5 gil to head to Gridania. We don't need that right now, but it is useful to talk to the Chocobo porters just in case you ever want to use them. So, kind of always keep an eye out for those. Yeah, I'm not gonna bother with these side quests. I don't know, they're just I mean, they're kind of low level, but at the same time, it's like I don't really need them. So we'll just we'll save them for Marauder. We'll come back through and just level Marauder for a couple videos at some point in the near future. Get that up to like level 15 or whatever. One thing we can do also is guild tests. I know we tried to do that like earlier today, which would probably be quite like half a dozen videos ago. But you know, hey, look, it's these people we saw in Drowning Wench. So we meet again. I cannot say I'm surprised to see you here. You took the prize back in Limsa, but this time we'll give you better sport, or I am no true adventurer. Gods, I hate mausoleums. It's not right to disturb the dead in their slumber. Think of our goal, sister. One day, our adventures will be the stuff of song. It'll all be worth it. Oh, these two are here again. Childish curiosity prompted me to commit the most elementary of blunders. Were not for the fruit that Alienane found, my adventures may well have ended in this forbidding place. Always look before you leap. In my haste, this most fundamental rule of adventuring slipped my mind. I do believe I shall rest here a while. I shudder to think what might have happened to Isildur, if I had not thought to pick up the fruit I stumbled across my way here. Sometimes he has too much vigor for his own good. Age is supposed to mellow us, but if anything, it's made him more impetuous. I understand his desire to make use of the time left to him, but one misstep and there won't be any. You know, that's fair enough. Look at all these skeletons. Look at all these skeletons. I'm so high level that they don't even want to mess with me. Like, oh man, that person right there, they'll murder us. I'm not gonna touch that. You're Chelly Tsukimori, I take it? Thanks for helping us out, friend. No doubt the Bow Lord has already informed you, but your task is to enter the Deep Croft and purge it of the Lambs of Dalamud. In case you're unfamiliar with them, the cult emerged shortly before the calamity put an end to the 6th Astral Era. The cultists took the Lesser Moon Dalamud for their god, believing it would deliver them from the devastation. And so they were rather disappointed when Dalamud exploded into 1,000 flaming pieces before it completed its descent. Now having seen their god turn to ash, one would think the cultists might feel moved to question their faith. On the contrary, it served only to stoke the flames of their fanaticism. The Lambs of Dalamud are convinced that heretics, that is to say everyone but them, interfered with the coming of the Lord and Savior, that it's now their sacred duty to avenge him. Whatever it is they're doing in the Deep Croft, you may be sure that it's no good will come with it. For the sake of Gridania and Eorzea at large, put an end to their madness. Oh man, I will murder them so hard. I am a resident murderer for hire here. Dude, this person's gonna die, and it's gonna be very unfortunate. No, they're fine, actually. Yeah? Yeah, you got this. Yeah, there you go. Good job. I probably should have helped, but I didn't. All right, now they're just picking fights with whatever they want. And so you know, good for them. I'll catch you guys next time. Hopefully this Arcanist doesn't get themselves killed. Sayonara. Bye bye.